Hello and welcome to my cake kitchen. Today we are making my very simple beginner-friendly Swiss meringue buttercream that I am almost committed to helping you get right if you're attempting this buttercream recipe for the first time. I made my first Swiss meringue buttercream tutorial 3 years ago when I started YouTube, and so committed was I that this video still remains informative, which I advise you check out after watching this one. But in recent times I created a live tutorial breaking down the science of Swiss meringue buttercream just so that you can achieve some success with making it, especially if you're a beginner starting on this journey. Today's video though is just an update to have all the information put together better to assist you. So without having to waste your time, let's jump right in. I have quite a lot of thoughts about Swiss meringue buttercream, but to dispel a few, Swiss meringue buttercream isn't hard at all. To make it requires a commitment to and understanding the process to yield you great results. Following the steps diligently required in the process is key to a good batch of Swiss meringue buttercream. So where necessary, ensure all egg whites are separated cleanly and utensils are degreased before use. Number 3, unlike some other recipes, Swiss meringue buttercream is not adaptable and doesn't tolerate changes at all. Because compared to my French and American buttercream recipes, which I have been able to change, substitute, and tweak the process for great result, Swiss meringue buttercream is not that kind of buttercream and prefers sticking to the process and method without changes. Changes to the process or methods or ingredients is likely to affect mouthfeel and stability of the buttercream. And it goes without saying that one particular method is likely to yield a completely different result compared to the other. So for me, boiling the egg whites over a double boiler is going to yield me a completely different result in terms of taste, mouthfeel and stability compared to the buttercream that is made from short-boiled pasteurized eggs. So it's important to note some of these important information about Swiss meringue buttercream, understanding that no two recipes will yield you the same results, but also understanding the ingredients in your buttercream process is important to also understanding your goals and outcomes for the type of buttercream you are aiming for, and Swiss meringue buttercream is no different. With the basics out of the way, let's talk butter. Good quality butter is key to any great tasting buttercream for a good mouthfeel, but more importantly, to achieve success in making Swiss meringue buttercream, consistency of the butter is most important to note. The butter must just be soft enough and spreadable, but not too soft or oily. And I've taken time to break down the consistency of butter needed in the live video cited earlier, as well as in my French and ultimate chocolate buttercream videos, all of which I have linked in the description box for you. Now let's talk about ingredients and process. For my Swiss meringue buttercream, I'm using egg whites cooked over a double boiler, and other ingredients include granulated sugar, icing sugar, cream of tartar, a pinch of salt, and unsalted butter. As the process develops, I'll be explaining more about some of these ingredients. For separating the egg whites though, a good tip for separating them cleanly from the yolks is to do this when the eggs are cold, which is easier to separate without the egg yolks breaking into the egg whites. The tools and utensils used for making Swiss meringue buttercream must be degreased by wiping each with vinegar or lemon juice. This includes the mixing bowl, glass bowls holding ingredients, as well as the various attachments used in the process. We are now set to start Swiss meringue buttercream, and I have a bowl of 180 grams of egg whites, and into this goes in 200 grams of granulated sugar. These are stirred together before being transferred to sit over a saucepan of boiling water. This is known as the double boiler method, which is where cooking is done using steam instead of direct heat. In this process, the intention is to cook the egg whites slowly, bringing it to a temperature of 165 degrees F, which is equivalent to 73 degrees C. Observing for changes in the egg white and sugar mixture is important. The egg whites from the start is thick and hard to stir easily. There is some sort of tension when stirring the eggs and sugar mix too. As the egg whites begin to warm up and cook, they become translucent, easy to stir with a frothy film of foam over the surface. Once a thermometer is used to determine the temperature is right at 165 degrees F or 73 degrees C, the egg whites are transferred into a mixing bowl ready for whisking. Before that though, we have cream of tartar, an acid used to help unstick egg white proteins, helps to get the meringue stable and white in color. The egg whites are set to whisk on high speed until stiff peaks, but for simplicity, I employ a 15-minute timer for this part, letting the egg whites whisk for 15 minutes at 3 5-minute intervals. So 10 minutes in, and this is the meringue we have, stable and firm with a stiff peak on the whisk. Using a spatula, we have a fair meringue that doesn't slide off easily. For me, over here, I have 80 grams of icing sugar to add body to the buttercream, enhancing taste and stability whilst also helping to cancel out the buttery mouthfeel of this type of meringue-based buttercream. The meringue is set back to mix with the icing sugar for at least 5 minutes, and that's our meringue done. For most recipes, at this stage the butter can be added, but to guarantee the meringue is cool before the butter is added, the bowl of meringue is wrapped in a cling film and set on a countertop for another 10 minutes or 5 in the fridge before the butter is to be added. I should add though that this part of the process is completely optional. The more you get confident with making this buttercream, you will not need to cool the meringue as I have done here. I must confess I am not consistent with this part of the process unless necessary. For example, when the weather is warm in the summer, this little step helps the process. But meringue can be whipped to cool at 10 minutes using my Kenwood XL or K-Mix mixer. So perhaps it's safe to say this part is determined by the situation and circumstance surrounding it. After 10 minutes, the meringue is back and set on the mixer for the butter to be added. I have soft spreadable butter which is added in small chunks, and by the way, I used this mixer for making the buttercream as part of my comprehensive review of the Oakma stand mixer, which is a budget-friendly mixer I highly recommend. I bought this mixer with my own money, so trust that all opinions expressed are mine. But our buttercream is done after adding in the butter and mixing at a medium-high speed for 5 minutes. The mixer was turned up for another 5 minutes at high speed, and that's our Swiss meringue buttercream done. The whisk attachment can be swapped for a paddle attachment here and mixed on low for another 5 minutes, which brings the entire process of making Swiss meringue buttercream from start to finish to 40 to 45 minutes, or perhaps an hour if you include prep time. But that's guaranteed to give you professional grade buttercream to blow everyone's socks off, and as a beginner, I promise you, you'll be very proud. I'll show you how to fix some of the problems with Swiss meringue buttercream, but after 8 years of making Swiss meringue buttercream with this recipe, I've never had an issue with the buttercream breaking or curdling, which isn't intentional. And these are some of the commonly associated problems with Swiss meringue buttercream. I would have to engineer that problem if I can manage, but that will make the process inauthentic. So I'll link some resources in the description box for you, including a video from a fellow channel discussing Swiss meringue buttercream in detail and breaking down the science. The Oakma mixer review is linked in the description box for you, as well as the ultimate chocolate buttercream and French buttercream recipes are on screen for you to watch. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.